Okay, let's find out. Okay, it needs to start. That's a good thing. And hello and welcome to another video where we work on a truck. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not, but that doesn't stop us, right? Recently I did the radiator change. I changed a lot of stuff in there. I changed the serpentine belt, a bunch of gaskets and everything. And after I did that, I went for a joyride. But then I found out something. When I rapidly accelerate, I know this is not a race truck, but still, when I accelerate and I push the gas, if I push the gas too hard, I heard some noise coming in. So that I got concerned. So right now I'm gonna try to recreate it, and maybe you can guys hear it, what I'm talking about. So now I'm gonna push the gas real hard, and maybe you're gonna hear that noise in there. Do you hear that? Some kind of metallic noise? So yeah, so upon the further investigation, I found out what's the deal. That what happened is the tensioner over there, which we're gonna get in a second, the tensioner pulley is going bad. So that's what we're gonna replace it. So I went and I ordered a brand new tensioner, and that's what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be swapping our tensioner. So in order to do that, all we have to do is just unscrew these bolts over here and over here. Unscrew those two bolts in there, take the air intake out, and then we have access to our tensioner. So let's do that. So first we're gonna loosen up these bolts. And right here. Now we're gonna take the 10mm and unscrew these two bolts, so we have access to those two bolts in there. Now we can just push this to the side and unscrew those two bolts. That's one. There we go. Now let's take him to the side. And it's a little bit windy today, guys. I hope the sound quality is not too bad. Now we also have to undo this air line over here. So we just push this to the side and take it out. Now we can undo this and pull this whole thing out. There we go. And there it is. There is our tensioner. This was going bad. Maybe you can even see right now that it has some movement to it. So what we're gonna do, we gotta stick the 3/8mm in there, just a wrench, pull it down counterclockwise so we can take off the belt. So let's do that. Let's not waste any time. And let's push. Now we can take the belt out. There we go. Let's push it out of the way. We're gonna have to take the belt out completely from this side, but that's okay. There we go. Let's take the belt out a little bit more so we have more room here. That's it. And if you see, I don't think it's supposed to do this. Look the way it moves. I don't think it's supposed to do that. And online, before that, I had ordered a brand new unit. So let's open it up, take it out and check. All right, and this is our new belt tensioner. And if you try to wiggle it, it doesn't have any play to it. Unlike this one, you see, it moves side to side. So now what we need to do is we have to get our 40mm wrench and just try to unscrew it. So now that since the space is kind of limited there, we cannot get our like a torque wrench in there or anything, so we're gonna have to try to use a regular key. and that bolted there, it's probably very tight, so we're gonna have to apply some extra pressure to it. So that's what we're gonna try to do now, and hopefully we'll be successful. Gonna use the 2 keys as an extension. There we go. I felt that it got loose, so now hopefully, there we go. I guess that sits in there pretty tight. All right, I think we got this. I think we got this, guys. So now just with a little bit of patience, we can unscrew the whole thing. When I was saying this is a very long bolt, I was not kidding. It's super long. But with a little bit of patience, this is completely doable. But I would recommend getting the self ratchet key. I don't know how exactly it calls, but the one that you just put it on and you just keep on ratcheting it until you undo your thing. Yeah, but you're almost there. All right, and it's out. All right, now let's pull the whole thing out together. There we go. There we go. Now we can take the whole thing out, because if we don't take this out either, we cannot take out the bolts. And okay, as you can see, this is our old worn out, all dirty, all dirty, and this has a lot of play in it, and this is our new one. Feels much better. So let's put it in and tighten everything up. So let's put our bolt back in place. I'll bring it all the way down there, and then we're just gonna stick the bolt in and align that little pin in there. I mean, it's not little, but you know what I mean. And now just the reverse procedure of screwing it patiently, slowly back in place. There we go. That feels good. Okay, so that's tight enough. That feels good in there. So now we're just gonna start putting the belt back in place. We're gonna slide it over the fan, then go under, bring it over there, over those 2 pulleys. Hopefully you guys can see it. There we go. Make sure it's all in the grooves. There we go. And okay, pull it to the side, make sure everything is in place. All the serpentine belt is on all the pulleys where it's supposed to be. The grooved side is on the grooves, and the flat part is on the flat part, and then release. There we go. That was pretty good. That was not too bad. So now let's put the air intake back and start it up and see. Hopefully we don't have an issue anymore. That's it. Let's just double check that everything is in place, everything is solid. Good. All right, now let's start her up. Okay, let's find out. Okay, it needs to start. That's a good thing. Now let's try to push the gas. And it still does it.
Much later.
So it still makes a noise. So I guess it's not the belt pulley tensioner or whatever it calls. It's something else. But since that was all loose in there, anyways, it was shaky, so that was a good thing to replace as well. So what I did, I went out of the zone and I picked up another idling pulley. We're gonna replace that as well. Let's see, hopefully that's the issue. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this all apart again and replace it. So for now, we're just gonna take this off. Okay, now that's all of this off, we're gonna release the serpentine belt again, and then we're gonna be working and replacing this pulley, because I feel like this is our issue. And now let's try to spin this pulley by itself. I definitely can hear some noise in there. So let's try to replace it. So we're gonna take a 14mm and try to unscrew that bolt. Luckily there is enough space over here to use the wrench. Okay, that's a pretty long bolt in there as well, but once you broke it loose, you can just undo it by hand easily. And it's almost out. There we go, and it's out. And okay, the whole assembly is out. We're still gonna reuse some of these parts, like this, just they call it a dust shield or something. There's nothing wrong with that. And of course we're gonna reuse these parts. So let's put it on the side. Let's get our new pulley out. Let's check it. Yeah, looks identical. And okay, let's just take this part out. Okay, so this is going to be the front facing out, and this part is going to be facing towards the engine. Let's take this part out. So this is going to go in here, and this part is going to go in here, like so. Now let's just carefully put it back inside again, and let's bolt it back in place. Now let's just make sure we put it tight enough, but not too tight. We don't want to, this is aluminum block, we don't want to strip the threads. There we go, that feels good. Now let's just route the serpentine belt back in place and assemble it all again, and we'll test it again. Okay, let's start it up. And let's rub it up. It still makes that noise. Okay, so it still makes noise. So that was not the pulley, idling pulley number 2, but that's okay. It's good to replace it. It doesn't cost much. So just gotta keep looking into it. What is the deal and what is making that noise? Hopefully I can figure it out soon. This video is not over. I guess it's gonna continue with the next installment sometimes later on. So on this note, I guess everybody.
A few moments later.
So we are back, and actually I picked up the belt conditioner and I tried that. I sprayed it on the belt on that pulley over there, and it actually helped. The noise almost disappeared. So now I am sure that the issue is with the belt. So I also got the new belt from Continental. So gonna give this a try. I guess maybe the belt I bought from the Gates is not as good. So we're gonna replace the belt and let's see what happens. And okay, so I just put the belt back in place. I'm not gonna show that procedure. I already did multiple times, and in the beginning of the video there is a procedure for that. So I took the old, well, it's not old, it's brand new serpentine belt by Gates. I took it out and I put the one from the Continental. So now I'm gonna go start it up and let's see, or let's hear what's gonna happen. And here we go. Okay. And let's give it some gas. And look at that! It's not making the noise! Nice! So I guess that was the issue. The belt was not good for some reason, even though it's a brand new belt from Gates, which is a good company, but it's not good. So I'm just gonna go back, tighten up all the bolts that I still have some bolts from the top cover off. I'm gonna tighten them all up, and I guess that fixes the issue. I guess we figured it out. So you cannot, even the brand new parts cannot be as good as things could be. So we did replace the new belt tensioner. We did replace the idle pulley as well, which was not too much of money, so it's okay. It's okay to replace it, as long as we kind of got to the bottom of it, that the issue was with the belt. So on this note, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys might find it helpful, and until next time, bye.